Hey there, welcome to Startup Screen Printing. My name is Jesse. Today I want to tackle a really important question, and that's what do I need to do to start a successful screen print company? Well, I got 5 things that I need you to focus on if you're looking to do that. Maybe you've already started, or maybe you're looking to get started. Maybe you want to start in 2025, or you want that to be the year you really grow. If that's you, this video is going to answer all the questions you need in order to do that. All right, so let's start at the top. The first thing you need to do before you start your business is understand who you're going to serve. You need to choose your niche. This is really important. It's often overlooked. A lot of screen print shops think that they just want to serve anyone who wants screen printed apparel. And that couldn't be further from the truth. That's not who you want to serve. You're going to have a really hard time speaking the language of the general audience. The language that the general audience understands is discounts, promotions, cost savings, but that's not the language you want to speak if you really want to be profitable in your business. What you want to do is pick a niche that you know something about, someone, a subsegment of the market that you understand what their goals are, you understand how they do business, and you understand how to help them achieve those goals through screen printed apparel, which you can provide to them. So pick that niche, learn how to speak their language, and be very good at serving them, and it's going to set you apart from the competition. All right, number 2, invest in the right equipment. It can be really tempting to get something like this, even if your budget allows you to, when you're just getting started. And while you also need to make sure that this is something you want to do before you get too deep into it, maybe a big press like this is overkill. Maybe it's not really what you need. Maybe it is what you need, but what I want to encourage you to do is do the research to understand what exactly you need to just get started. Because once you start growing and expanding, you can always upgrade equipment later. But maybe you don't need to spend all of your money on a giant press. Maybe it's better to have a nice exposure unit or a place to wash out, like a washout bay and a filtration system. When I was first getting started, I started with just the DIY press, just a single location DIY kit from Ryonet. And then when I had the money to invest in the business and upgrade my equipment, instead of going with a nicer press or a bigger press, I started with a 4-color, 4-station press, very modest budget. But I spent my money on an exposure unit, and I spent the most amount of money, second to the press, on a wash bay and a filtration system, because those 2 things are really important to me, to have filtered water to filter all of the gunk out of it before it goes outside of the system into the drain, but also to have a good area to wash out screens. And so maybe just get the necessities when you're just getting started, get a feel for what your space will allow for, and then invest in the things that are actually more important to you. So I invested in a wash bay and a filtration system rather than investing in a dryer. And so now I'm just curing with my flash. So take that into consideration and be sure you invest in the right equipment for you. Okay, now that you have the right equipment, I want you to be sure that you spend plenty of time mastering the process. Now, while you don't have to be the greatest printer in the world in order to be the most successful screen print business, it is very important that you understand what you're doing, and that's so that you can sell it, so that you can continue to provide a valuable quality product to your customer. So be sure that you spend plenty of time practicing and getting better and making mistakes and figuring out how to do things differently in order to master the craft of screen printing. All right, the last 2 we're going to cover are to build a solid brand and establish an effective marketing strategy. These sort of go hand in hand, but it's very important that you take time to build that solid brand. What does that mean? It means, what's the visual representation of your company, and how does that connect with the audience you're trying to serve? So this goes back to choosing your niche and really understanding who you're serving and what's going to resonate with that audience. And you can use that to help yourself establish a solid brand for that niche. And then from there, you determine how to communicate that brand to your audience. This is marketing. I'm not talking about doing advertising. I'm talking about marketing. Things, how do you communicate to your audience? How do you connect with them? What ways do you promote to them? How do you provide extra value to them? How do you speak their language? And whether you're going to do that with social media or email marketing or how your website looks or your outside sales. So think about all of those things. All right, so there it is, your top 5 things that you need to focus on right now if you're starting a screen print business and you want to be profitable and successful. So let's cover them again. We talked about choosing your niche, determining who it is you're going to serve, getting the right equipment. It's very important to take the time to understand what you actually need and not just what's shiny and new. And then we want to master the process. And that doesn't mean become the greatest ever. It just means be comfortable with everything that's involved in screen printing so that you can then provide that as a service effectively. And that way you can be confident in your pricing as well. And then we're going to determine how we establish our brand and how we market that brand to our audience. So take these 5 steps, dig into that before you get started, or maybe you're already started. Dig into that so that you're ready to hit 2025, hit the ground running in 2025, and really build a successful business. So let me know in the comments if one of these resonates with you, if you want any further details, if you have a light bulb moment, I'd love to know that. If you're not subscribed, be sure you like and subscribe for more of this screen printing and business content. Otherwise, if you want to go deeper, I've got a link in the description that goes to a blog post or a free download that I just created that really details everything we talked about today. And I go even further detail in my Screen Printer's Guide to Business course. Again, the link is in the description, but if you're ready to really hit the gas pedal on your business and lay a solid foundation, if you're getting started, then that business course is the right answer for you, and it's where you should start. So that's it for today's video. Again, links in the description. Thank you so much for the continued support, for watching this video, for liking and subscribing and following me on all the places. It really helps keep me going. And then those of you who support the channel via Patreon or buy me a coffee, it is so appreciated. It's what keeps this channel funded because I don't take outside advertisements from other businesses in the industry. So thank you again. That's it for today. Hope you'll join me on the next video. We're going to dig a little deeper very soon in pricing and some other business topics. So be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Until then, hope you have a great week.